The Human Jigsaw. Lots of dreamers over the years have said that they're looking for their missing piece. But what about the puzzle to which their pieces belong? What about the larger groups of which we are a part, that define who we are, how we live, and how we perceive ourselves? The thing about communities is, we all have our own way of seeing the places where we belong.
It gets really competitive and exclusive sometimes.
I mean, it's fun being part of a team.
As Honor Society is like a total community, I would say that it's more of a recognition than it is of a community.
I have made so many friends, just within this whole
Sometimes we fit right in, and sometimes we don't. Either way, we play a role. Take Janie from Their Eyes Were Watching God. Her role as Jody's wife was to sit in a high chair and overlook the world. Though she was distanced from the community and did not feel like she belonged there, she continued to influence it with her presence. She's not alone in feeling that she's not at the very heart of her group.
Anthony.
A bunch of girls screaming Decca, Decca, and they're screaming and super charismatic. And I don't think anyone at Redmond High School is like that, but I think that'd be the ideal Decca person.
Mm-hmm. And do you wouldn't say that you're that person?
I don't think so.
The interesting thing about Decca is that nobody we interviewed thought of themselves as the Decca type. The Decca type was always somebody else.
Can you describe to me the Decca person? If there was going to be the ideal Decca person who just represents that lifestyle, what would they look like?
So, I don't think there's many, there's this international Decca organization, because Decca is an international kind of organization, and they want this very charismatic, excited person who's on social media and has all these ideas.
Are the people at Redmond similar to each other?
Yeah, I think we all recognize that we're going to get some business experience and we're going to get have a fun time.
I mean, you see a lot of leaders in there, especially when you see the people get up on stage. I mean, it's a big, long awards ceremony, so it's not super exciting, but the types of people you see get up there are all, you just get that feeling that they know what they're talking about and that they're really professional. It's not just a little field trip that doesn't mean anything. Everybody's there in suits, and the people that are up there winning and doing the best are really good at presenting and just really academic and smart, I guess.
Do you enjoy being a Decca?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really do, and I really didn't think I would. I mean, I thought that I would enjoy the business aspect of it, but I never thought I would enjoy the social aspect of it because I didn't really know people in Decca that much, but I actually ended up enjoying it a lot.
Yeah, I thought it was super fun. It was awesome.
But not being the Decca type doesn't seem to have taken away from anyone's enjoyment. So common goals and common enjoyment can draw us together, even if not all of us fit the community archetype, or none of us do. Does that reasoning apply on a larger scale? Our nation is a little like a club or a group. It's just much, much bigger. Many people live out their entire lives being a part of it, and many others become a part of it when they're older. Are all Americans of a certain type? Do we all share a common goal? How does our country hold itself together? Some, such as Francis Bellamy, who wrote the Pledge of Allegiance, would point to it as a unifying factor.
I've lived in the United States for 5 years now, going on 6.
I was born here, in Woodinville or Bellevue, I don't remember which hospital.
I was born here in Bellevue, Washington at Overlake Hospital.
Personally, I would say 50-50 right now. Obviously, I haven't been here that long, so I don't feel as much of a cultural affinity with, for example, having my roots here or having my family here. But I can definitely say that I'm no longer exclusively Ukrainian because I have adopted a set of values that come along with mixing with different ethnicities or different people from different backgrounds.
I think my values of being an American is intertwined with my values of who I am. And so I think that definitely every single decision I make or whatever I'm doing, I will think, is this aligned with my morals, is this aligned with my values? And so I think that, I guess every day I'm thinking about whether or not I'm being an American.
The pledge was created in 1892 in response to remnants of enmity from the Civil War. However, it has become an ironically divisive issue. Today, only 50% of teenagers nationwide report reciting the pledge every day.
Unless I have food in my mouth, yes, because I'm often eating my snack. I'll say it, but I don't know.
No.
I say the Pledge of Allegiance every morning in third grade, yes.
Do you have a third period class in Southgate?
I do.
And how many people in that class would you say the Pledge of Allegiance?
I'd say about 80 to 90%.
You say it too?
Mm-hmm.
Did you say it when you were in school?
Mm-hmm.
Well, for me, it's more of a personal thing, and I honestly do not mind if anyone else wishes to express their allegiance to the United States. And it's nothing against a group of people or a country. It's rather a personal choice, because personally, I don't see the necessity in expressing my loyalty every day in a ritual-like manner that kind of sketches me out.
I feel like I don't actually know. It's almost like habit. I sometimes feel strange just to stand there silent, but I sometimes also feel strange reciting it with everybody.
I think it's something that not only identifies you as an American, but also shows that you respect your nation and will stand up for it if you need to.
Well, you're talking to a history teacher, so someone who values nationalism, patriotism, this country's founding and history. Plus, it's kind of part of just the agenda of the school day when you're a child and everyone else is doing it, and so it's just kind of part of the culture.
I actually don't quite know. I feel like the idea is to instill patriotism and to unite everybody, but I sometimes feel like it does the opposite. Sometimes I feel like it's a North Korean vibe with our reciting or all standing up, I pledge allegiance to the flag. It's just, we all say it in the same intonation and the same rhythm, and I don't know, I don't think it necessarily succeeds in what it was aimed to do.
I think to the nation as a community, it's one thing that we all do, it's one thing we all know, it's something that everyone has memorized, everyone can say about the United States of America, and I think people don't take a lot of time to think about the words that it means, but when you stand up there and you're saying, I dedicate myself to this country is something that I stand for, this country is something I'm proud to be a part of, and so it just creates a larger sense of community, and people that don't experience that feel sad for them, that they don't feel pride in their nation enough to stand up.
Actually, well, that's a difficult question, because I would say sometimes I feel like a lot of Americans share the same kind of drive for, like, it's a love of opportunity and a love of saying that yes, if you work hard enough and if you work really hard, then you will eventually get to where you want to go. So I do feel affinity to that kind of mindset that seems prevalent throughout all the immigrant groups and all the Americans that I've seen so far. However, I don't feel a national identity in the traditional sense of having a sort of cultural heritage or having a set of traditional kind of values that have been passed down through generations upon generation.
I mean, I guess. I mean, I know I'm an American, but I don't know, I'm very interested in the world, so like I want to travel and everything. I don't know if I feel like, this is a hard one.
Are we united in our belief about the Constitution? I really believe so. Or are we united in the outcomes of elections and the role democracy plays? Yeah, I believe so. But then there's other things that divide us. And history has shown us that race and sexism and wars, foreign policy, how we spend our money, I mean, all those things divide us as well. But at the end of the day, Americans always fall back on the Constitution and always fall back on that document that was created in Philadelphia.
I mean, even if there was, a state or country group, it's not like the school has, a nationality club or, I don't know, maybe they do. Maybe it's like a patriotism club that I've never heard of, but that would still be a smaller community, but it's not about you don't walk through the halls every day and be like, hey, American, like, I'm happy to be one. I don't know, it's not like that. You're in America, but you're in the smaller communities, you know, being yourself, and that's, I think, in a sense, what America is you have the chance to do that.
Would you say that you would have answered that question differently, say when you were in high school? How did you feel about the nation as a community or as one united group then?
I feel like in high school I was intelligent about history, events. I knew about our Constitution. I was actually intrigued by those things, but their application to society I was less clear on. As a 17 or 18-year-old, you don't really quite understand how the role those things play. And I was, like most teenagers, pretty self-absorbed and cared about shallow, silly things, and wish that I could have been exposed to more things that divide us. So no, as a high school student, I probably wouldn't say the same thing. I would probably be more idealistic.
We all feel differently about our nation, and our opinions sometimes change over time. But the fact remains, we're all here. Maybe the important thing is that we're all here. We all have different aspects of this country that we value, different reasons for staying here. Maybe we don't fit a type. But does that really matter? Our school is full of people who belong without being archetypes. And there are some people who don't fully identify with the groups of which they are a part, but remain in them and continue to sculpt them for reasons of their own. Somehow, the larger image comes together despite all differences among the smaller pieces. The larger image is something that grows from the dissenting voices and becomes not a picture of a type, but a reflection of the individual pieces within.